Valorant is a game that is hard to learn. There are plenty of guides, and yet it isn't easy to know what to work on in order to rank up. There are always the obvious ways, like aim, game knowledge, and mechanics. Yet there is so much more to the game that is hidden. Today, I will go through some of my biggest learning curves that helped me rank up and continue to make me want to get better day after day. Starting with some basics. I recommend limiting your agent pool to 3 to 5 agents. Have a couple agents you play a lot, and a couple you dabble in for fun or when you are filling. Why? Because my first tip is, learn where the agents you are playing are supposed to set up and play around round after round, and the important ways that your agent should function to win rounds. Every agent is different, meaning they all want to win rounds differently. Some with raw aim, others by blocking off key chokes and gathering intel. No matter what agent you play, figure out where these areas are and why your agent excels here. I'll give you my favorite example, Omen. As I play a lot of Omen, it is important that I know where to play with him, whether it be A on Ascent to slow the hit with my wide flash, or playing aggressively C main on Lotus with my one-way and ability to TP away whenever needed. Learn where your agent should play and how to use them to their limits. Next, basic planting. This has everything to do with where and when you plant. Everybody has to plant the bomb at some point, and knowing where to do it is highly important. Does your team have a lot of control of the map, meaning you can plant in a wide open area and force the enemy to defuse a hard bomb? Or do you have to plant safe and have a harder hold since the enemy can hide behind the same area to defuse? Or perhaps you are in a 1v1 or 1v2 and need to plant. Will the enemy allow you to plant aggressively or defensively? Learn and take the risks to understand what kind of bomb plant is allowed. Don't let your team dictate whether you win or lose. Your team is either good or bad. Well, not really. But either way, you should never rely on them to dictate whether you win or lose games. You need to be making plays that will win the game yourself. This means going for aggressive plays or smart defensive plays when it is called for. If you are completely relying on your team to kill the enemy every round and are making no impact, you might as well be flipping a coin that is in the enemy's advantage, because you are irrelevant to your team. Be the reason your team wins, not the reason your team doesn't lose. Teamwork is more than basic communication. If you really want to be a team player, you need to realize when others are making plays and do it with them. Help construct plans to win rounds, make small calls that can help the team win, and most importantly, look to help your teammates feel more comfortable. Tell them when you are holding angles for them and when you aren't. How often are you holding an angle and don't realize your teammate is holding something else for you? Well, if you did know, you would feel a lot better about locking into the angle. Your round calls should change every game. Depending on the comp of the enemy team, you should be looking to make different plays. The best example is if a team doesn't have a sentinel on Sunset. If this is the case, you should be making aggressive plays on both mains and looking to flank through mid. Most teams won't hold their flank, and even when they do, they have a lot of the map to hold. Look for the holes and exploit them. Lastly, if you want to op, do it. The operator is great in the hands of a Jet or Chamber, but if you believe no other agent can use it, you are simply wrong. The only challenge is knowing how to use it properly. If you use it often enough, you will learn this, and perhaps you could watch a couple videos about proper use as well. But don't feel afraid to use it if your teammates aren't. The gun is simply too strong to not use if you believe you can have an impact with it. Valorant is a complex game where we learn on the fly. I hope you gain some new strategies and understand the game slightly more from this video. If there are any tips you would like to know, let me know in the comments and I will look into making them into a video.